Hello viewers, welcome to another exciting edition of the Family Moment Show, your popular TV show. And as usual, we are going to be looking at a very fantastic topic, loving a non-yielding partner. I am your faculty member and your anchor for today's show, Eriamia Stella still remains my name. And in the studio today, we have a fantastic couple who will be doing justice to this topic. You don't want to go away. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, viewers, from that short break. We are still on the Family Moment Show. And today we are looking at loving a non-yielding partner. And in the studio today, we have a wonderful couple, Caro Arega.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, she is a pastor and entrepreneur, the convener of the annual business summit, and also the CEO of Caritas events and more. She has a passion to economically empower business people to do better. What a wonderful and amazing woman we have on today's show.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Good to have you. And also we have here the man behind the profile you just had. Prince Arega is also an entrepreneur, a business coach, a conference speaker, and the co-founding pastor of Great Harvest Believers Center, also an educationist. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you
Family
so much.
Moment Show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you are loving a non-yielding partner, most times we talk about love, you must love, we have to love. And for any marriage relationship to grow, to blossom, there must be love. But what is this thing about you loving a non-yielding partner? You want to love, but the partner is not responding, the partner is not coming up, you're trying to be your best, but the man is not shifting, is not responding. How do you cope? And you've been commissioned to love, because you need love for the marriage to grow. We all need love in the society. Then how do you cope with a non-yielding partner? I will start with you, ma. When we talk about a non-yielding partner, what are we actually talking about?
Okay, so I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing, because Bible says that two can never work together except they agree. So if you're not even ready to yield in the first place, why are you even in the relationship? But from what you have asked, yielding partner is someone who is somewhat, can I use the word stubborn for lack of better word, somebody who's not willing to submit or willing to cooperate.
It doesn't take changes easily. Things
Yeah.
doesn't come to him easily.
Yes.
It has to be with a lot of
Struggle to
a
accept.
lot of pushing.
Yes.
Before you can
Because
get
before you
him
can
to
get
do
to-
anything or hard to
Or
do
less,
anything.
or else he's always about doing what he has set his mind to or her mind to do.
Yeah.
So this is what the word non-yielding partner means. So you're in a relationship where you're not ready to, cooperate with the other party to see to that you guys
without pushing. Yes, without pressure, without having to put in hard work.
Yes.
Let me use that word.
Yes.
It has to be hard work to get that partner to do
to cooperate,
anything.
to
Yes.
cooperate. I'm not willing to submit.
He's not willing to submit.
Yeah.
It doesn't come.
He's not willing to
easy
submit.
with
It doesn't
him.
come
easy with her. Sometimes they choose to be on their own, and they're supposed to be together.
Yeah.
Sometimes they enjoy being on their own. They enjoy doing their own thing, their own way.
Yeah.
So getting them to cooperate with you is quite a task. So how do you cope with such a person?
Yeah, there are a lot of ways you can cope with such person, but the first point is to pray. Apology to those who are not Christian there, and I want to believe whatever you believe in, there's power in praying. If you marry to somebody that is not cooperating or not submissive or not yielding to what, because one thing we must know as couples is it is us against the world. We are not in competition with ourselves. We are on the same team. So we must have this mindset that we are in this together. So our opinion must be in sync. You understand? So if in a case where it's now the other way around, where we are not in agreement, we are not working together as partners, because we are partners, right? So that means the other person needs to first of all, in quote, pray for the person, for God to change the heart of that other person. And secondly, I think you should also be patient. Patience is a virtue, right? So you have to be patient, to take time to understand this very person. Why is it the way he or she is? Why is she not cooperating? What could have been the reason?
In fact, I was coming to that, but I was going to throw the question to the man in the house. When we talk about non-yielding, is it a status that somebody attained, or is it behavioral, or is it a reaction to something that has made the person to become non-yielding, or especially when it wasn't like that from the beginning? So what could have led to somebody getting to that point to say he's now a non-yielding partner and we're now looking for how to manage or how to cope with that person? Can we say it's behavioral or a reaction that has made the person become non-yielding?
Well, it is both, because behavioral in the sense that that could be the way the individual has grown before getting married. Then reactional because of an experience he has had with the spouse. So it could be the way he or she is responding to what the spouse has done or is doing at that particular time or in their relationship. So that could be a reason. Now, there are a lot of people who grow up in the home where they could be termed as stubborn, probably because of the way their parents raised them. They were not loving, or they wanted to get the attention of their parents, and the only way to get their attention is to do something bad or to be stubborn, to give them, to always make them worry. So they develop this attitude and this behavior over time, because there could be a lot of factors, but I'm just to mention a few. The child needs the parents' attention and is not getting it. And so he wants to talk with them. It's just they're not there for him or her. And so he gets himself involved in things that even when, so that they can get their attention. And when they try to correct him or her for what he or she has done, there is a way he or she responds. It is a reaction to them not loving him the way they ought to. They may have provided everything for him or her, but they have not given themselves to their own children.
That is between the partner and his parents.
Yes.
Is that supposed to come to play in the marriage
Because-
relationship?
Yes, now the child grows up with that kind of behavior and is now married.
He's not married.
It might not be also be willing to, if sees that nobody loves him, so everybody that comes around him is a suspect.
Yeah.
You know, there's this popular belief that marriage has a way of changing people. So let me use the better word, influence.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
even if he has that coming from him as a background, now he's married to his wife. Shouldn't there be an influence?
Yes, that is if
he's supposed to
if,
still remain non-yielding?
if he or she is married to the right person who understands him or her. Because if that other party or the other partner does not understand that individual, the way that he or she will respond to themselves will be adverse.
Okay.
You know, so that's where patience comes in and understanding comes
Patience
in.
and understand is critical.
So you now need to understand your partner and say, look, this is not a normal behavior.
What
Now,
could
if
be
you understand what marriage is about, it is the coming of two individuals to form a common front. In other words, you don't in marriage relationship, there is no back, as it were, because both of you are backing each other. So you just have two fronts. So there's no back. And so what you don't see, the other person sees. And so when we do not see that, then there will be conflict. Everybody wants to be the one in the front. But one has to listen. Actually, there's a question I asked my dad one time. I said, Daddy, I have not seen you and mommy quarrel. My dad said, it's not because we don't quarrel. It's just that one had decided to be a fool in order that there will be peace in the home. So that's a lot of wisdom. That's a lot of understanding. So if the other person understands that he doesn't need to win arguments all the time, because sometimes we want to prove that our point is more valid than the other person's own. You know, so one needs to understand.
One needs to understand. I agree with you. Now, this is the scenario. You are a woman, for instance. Thank God there is a couple in this session. There is something going on. You have, let's say, a better idea. You are seeing what the man is not seen. Maybe let me use this instance. Maybe it's a business venture you want to go into. And as a woman, perhaps you have more knowledge in that aspect. You are seeing something and you try to warn. You try to warn, like, honey, this venture we want to go into now, maybe this will not be the right season for this, and because you are an authority in that area. And because it's the non-yielding partner we are talking about, he may not even tell you outrightly that I'm not going to go with you, I'm not with you on this. He will just tell you, no problem, what are you talking about? I actually have thought this thing through, it's going to work, you don't worry. What do you do?
Okay, so what you just said have played out so many times between me and my husband, but it's the other way around. Okay. Sometimes I have an idea, fantastic idea, something I want to venture into, and I'm like, honey, this is what I'm thinking for this business. This I think what. So he's like, no. I don't think this is the right time. I think you should. I'm like, but this is what I want to do. I'm very sure.
You are convinced. You are
yes.
Going to put.
So he's not willing to cooperate, and until he agrees with me, I can't do it. So in that sense, I will not even see him as not yielding though. I'm seeing it like maybe he's not in sync with him.
No, it's not about him now. It's about you not yielding to him, telling you
not to do it. Yes, but because I know, in the case where he has been able to tell me, don't do this because of this, I agree, right? Because I have yielded. But some cases...
What if you are not agreeing? You are now the non-yielding partner in this case.
If I'm not...
Maybe the other way around now.
Okay.
You understand? He is the one that is venturing.
Okay.
You're trying to advise because you've seen that it may not end well.
And he's not listening.
And he's not listening to you.
Okay. So the best, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be religious here. It's not for the camera.
It's the love.
The best thing to do, Bible says the heart of the king is in the hands of God. That is why we must even first of all know God before we even go into this relationship called marriage. Do you understand? Because really there are some things my husband wants to do and I'm not in sync with it, or he's not willing to yield, or then go and pray. You pray about it. Allow God to, touch his heart to the decision he's about to take, and he's not willing to listen or cooperate. And I believe through the help of God, he will be able to now see reason and say, okay, I'm not going to do what my wife has said. So I think first thing first is to bring it before God in prayer. Then secondly, sometimes when you are talking to a non-yielding partner and he's not listening, it can also be the way you are presenting it to him. So he wants to prove to you that you are the foolish person. And maybe I may have said it to him in a very sarcastic manner. That, look at what you're going to do. What do you think you're doing? He might feel insulted. So presentation matters a lot. My husband have reprimanded me some things like that, like, why do you think I should listen to you with the way you just said it now? Do you get? So I think we also ask ourselves, how did we even present those things to them? And at what point did we present it? When we presented it, were they at the right state to receive those things? So we must also understand the right time.
Was it an adversary capacity?
Exactly.
Or imposing?
We are imposing. So how we present those things also matters. Like, for example, I have been meaning to have a business NGO. Because I've been in business for over 12 years. I know what it takes to struggle as a business owner. To where my business is right now, I know what I've been through to grow my business over the years. Right? I started with nothing from the corridor of my husband's house to where we are today. Do you get? So I know the struggles. That is what has even resulted in me having business trainings for business owners. So I've been meaning to own an NGO. I've told him since 3 years now. And he's telling me, no, you can't start an NGO now. I know you. By the time you open your NGO, you go and take company money and be dashing business owner. That's not how to run an NGO. You work with... So I've been praying. God help me. Okay, and so what I now started doing is making research, asking those who are into NGO, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you source for funds to help people who need help? And all of that. So I'm beginning to get some of knowledge. So I'm not chipping to be okay, sir. See, I am ready. I'm not going to. I promise you, I will not do this. He's not yielding to accepting what I want. But I'm trying to make him serious. Why? So I even see 3 days ago. I said to her, Sir Alpha, let me really start this NGO. It's time. Because even what I'm doing now, sometimes I see allow some people to enter my training for free, even though they are supposed to pay. That's NGO now already now. So I'm trying to convince him. So we must also be willing to, convince in love.
In love.
A lot of times, our partners are stubborn to us because we are not speaking from the point of love.
We are not speaking from the point of love.
Yes.
Wow. We are going to go on a short break now. And when we come back, we're going to continue on this very interesting topic, non-yielding partner. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome back from that short break. It's still your favorite program, Family Moment Show. And the topic today is a non-yielding partner. How do you cope? How do you handle them? Now, sir, I want to ask, is it proper to link pride with this non-yielding attitude we are talking about? Does it have anything to do with pride? Because sometimes what the other partner is saying is the correct thing, is real, is the fact. You know from all indices that this is right. But somehow the other partner is not yielding. Does it have anything to do with pride?
Yeah, well, in a sense, yes. In a sense, yes. Most especially if the superior idea is coming from the female and the male, because of his ego, or he wants to show that I'm the man who's supposed to be bringing this, and not seeing that both of you are a team. You're not working against each other. You know, like I used to tell my wife, I said, look, it is the one who have the superior idea that flies. What I want is a superior idea. It is not whether it's coming from me.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And so, but when the man sees that it's coming from the woman and it's not coming from him, he might decide to want to block it and say, no, becomes unyielding to that. And also, and really the family into the part that do not favor any of the party, as it were. And so, but on the other hand, it could also be that there's lack of proper communication.
Yeah.
You know, you can be telling your spouse something and say, common sense, not go tell you, see. That's a very wrong way.
Even if, no matter how fantastic,
no matter how
it's already a
fantastic,
put-off.
it's already a put off. But how can you tell your spouse that? How can you use such language? Say, can't you think? Can't you see?
Do I have to make?
Do I have to make you? Must
Are you
I
not the
bring
man?
it down to this point for you to
How
understand?
else do you want me to say?
Say it. You know, things like that. And it will be worse if you are saying it to the man.
Exactly.
The woman can take it and just lock herself inside and just forget about the matter until probably you raise it again or tomorrow and
But
all
the
of those
man will
stuff.
not take
I will not want to even make any impute because of the way you have. But if on the man's side, the man will completely just kill the vision or kill the dream or kill the idea and say, let me come and see how you will make this work.
No, okay. Now, how do we explain a scenario where the partners, they've been trying to, get something done between them. One is non-yielding. You get it? But at the time a third party comes in, the supposed non-yielding partner submits. How do we explain that?
Yeah.
You've been trying to do it, you've been talking to him, he's not yielding. By the time you involve one or two persons, he comes down. How do we explain that?
Well, I think that can also work because, there are cases where you're tired of convincing and you feel that this person could listen to this other person.
Why is he listening to that other person?
Well, I think maybe it could be lack of trust, probably, maybe, but probably just like I had that experience. We waited for 11 years for our child.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. 11 whole years.
Yes. At when we were 7 years old in marriage or so, the doctor advised us to go for IVF. And my husband accepted the idea from the beginning, but I said no. I refused to yield. Became 8, became 9, we became 10. So when I turned 40, so Mama was like, I think it's time. See, don't put God in a box. You cannot. God works in different ways.
Yeah, this is an option from God too.
So
it is God's wisdom.
As I was saying, because of my, everybody is a product of where they are coming from, and that's why when your spouse is not yielding, you must find out his or her background, what has formed this person over the years. Because this is me, I've grown up with the mindset that when husband and wife marry, they don't get belay for inside bedroom.
Born now.
Which I can't say go hospital again, and there they go put it. Where that it's not making sense.
It's not making sense.
It's not making sense.
That
means you're using
what are you telling me?
Now money you go
For
pay
the fact that
doctor.
we're even Christians, I don't get it.
You go pay doctor money, may give you picking. That kind of thing. So that was the impression. But thank God for exposure. Thank God for enlightenment. So by the time we started meeting our doctors. So one of the doctor daughter died, and the wife had to sit me down like, mother, you are 40. Why not give this a try? Because this is also God's. Mama said, I'll be speaking, no, he's not listening, no. But eventually, because she's also very vast in that field, so I was able to now yield eventually. And they said, okay, God, Mama. So I went back to Mama, like, are you very convinced what God wants us to do? You know, you're a pastor. And what we cannot be bold to tell our members, Mama told me, see, so long as I'm a pastor in this church, once you are 4 or 5 years old in marriage, no child, I'll tell you, go and drive.
There are other options.
There are other options. It's not a sin.
And it's also God's wisdom.
Yeah. And truth be told, we went for it. And today we have an adorable son.
Wow. What a wonderful
It took me 6 years to yield.
And you wished you had.
I wish I had.
You had listened
because
earlier.
The joy I have now, I'm now asking myself, what was I even thinking in the first place?
Gosh.
So sometimes, truly, the place of third party, but a good third party.
A good third party
can make your spouse yield. Now, I don't know who is listening to this episode. It could be that really you are in that phase where you have somebody who is not yielding. See, it doesn't mean you shouldn't love the person. Model what you want to see the person do. All right? Love. Present those things in love. Then in a case where you feel, oh, you need to yield and he's not listening, then look for someone that you somewhat think he or she can listen to in love. Not like you are going to report the person, making it look as if the person is stubborn. No. Because what my husband did, he did it out of love for us. That look, we need to have our kids. So this is the way forward. Let's go for it.
But you know, when we talk about third party and somebody not yielding, there are some persons, especially men, they don't like their family issues going out. Don't you think sometimes at the time you involve third party, it could bring, we said earlier that sometimes it could be a reaction to what has happened that has made the person non-yielding. It works for you, ma, based on that, maybe because of your own background, your religious belief and all of that, the person comes. But some persons, they may get those third parties involved and might be like, okay, you have gone to, in the presence of the third party, they may accept. And so it's fine, I will think about it. And when the third party leaves, it becomes another chapter. What do you think?
See, one of the things I normally tell people when you're faced with this kind of, they try to make decisions. I ask them, say, what's your aim? What do you want to achieve at the end of the day? Because the goal of anything is what is important, And so if, just like our situation, our goal was to have a child. So the question is, what are you trying to achieve? With your current way of reasoning things and actions that you're taking, does it guide you? Is it taking you
Leading you in
the direction of achieving your goal? If it is not, why can't you just change?
How can you not change?
And the person is not ready to change. You're bringing a third party, it becomes another
so
chapter
the reason why we're bringing in a third party is to see if maybe the person can speak your language, can speak in the language you will understand. And that's why maybe we are saying the same thing, but we are saying it from this point of view. I'm saying it from the head, you are saying it from the tail. I'm explaining an elephant. You are saying an elephant is like a big tree. And you are saying that an elephant is like a big banana leaf because you are describing the ear. I'm describing the leg. We could be saying the same thing. But if a third party comes and he sees the big picture from where he or she is standing, he could tell us, look, you people are saying the same thing here. It's just that you are saying it from two different points of view. And you're not aligning it together. That's why you get that. And so this is what one of describes an elephant. Actually. And we are describing an elephant. You're describing an elephant. So the goal is or the point is, what are we trying to achieve? Why are we having this discussion in the first place? Because one of the things that brings argument between myself and my wife, it is not money. Mm-hmm. It is not, you didn't get me this money. When we are trying to achieve something, that's what brings argument. Because
how do we navigate our way?
Because there's something we want to achieve. How do we get the best out of this situation? That's what brings argument. And once that scenario is over, we will go back to our loving, and all of those. But you see, when we are having that discussion, it's like board members sitting down to discuss. So we're not thinking, there's no emotion attached to it, but we mind our manners, mind our language, because we are two grown-up adults, as it were. You understand? And so the bottom line is, what in this home, what are we trying to achieve? What's the purpose of the reason for this discussion? Why am I not yielding? What do I want to achieve? So if you have a perspective, if you have an idea, let's put it on the table, let's discuss it. If I had the best idea should be the one that we should run with.
Exactly.
The best idea.
It
It shouldn't matter
who it is coming from.
it's coming from. It has to be
Yeah.
the best. The
yeah.
best
So
idea.
she talked about she wants to start an NGO and all of those stuff. I have weighed all this stuff. I have looked at the way she has run the business and so on and so forth. Yes. She's more of a philanthropist than a business person. Yeah, she has all the business idea. And now you're not the one run an NGO. Come on, babe.
Now, is it out of place, or is it acceptable for you to say, okay, because of pressure, let her be, even though I know it's not going to end well.
Yes, sometimes.
Since it's not yielding.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
As it is, at the time you face what it is, and you are looking for out there, I'll be here waiting. Is that
no? What happens is this. Even when I know what's going to happen, I try to say, because I call her, I said, you are a bulldozer. You just have a vision, you want to bulldoze through it. You are not looking at the steps and the consequences that comes after that. Sometimes I let her, and I just follow her behind, try to correct all
you let them be, then you follow behind.
Yes.
That's the point.
Follow
you
behind.
Let them be.
You
I follow behind. So if they want to fall,
I begin to.
If they want to fall,
exactly,
you hold them.
I hold them and begin to correct all the things that I need to be done as we go along, as it were, and all of those stuff. So at the end of the day, she begins to see what I'm trying to say. But another thing is that there is a good part to not yielding to an unyielding a partner, because sometimes I might be too slow to make
sometimes they may be the ones dragging. They may be the one that will pull you.
Yes, I may be the one, because I am considering all the pros and cons. Because I do not want trouble, and I'm trying to be careful, and probably because of my temperament, my kind of personality, not until the coast is clear, I don't make a move. But our kind of temperament does not wait for coast to be clear.
No.
She clears the coast.
She clears the coast.
You understand?
She clears the coast. So it's okay to say, I'm going. You can meet me.
Meet me. So sometimes an unyielding partner can be beneficial.
Can be beneficial.
So it's not always on the negative side.
So we are not wrong if we say you can't actually change a non-leading partner, but you can manage them.
You can manage them, yes. You can't really change anybody. You can't really change anybody, because people, you can manage them.
So you can still love them even when they are
Yes.
And again, and what I will also advise is, in that case too, focus on what is working. Because a lot of times, one of the reasons why we are always seeing that our partners are not yielding, because we're always focusing on some of the things that they are not cooperating with. Or what about other things?
We bring things that will be an issue to them.
Yes, but focus on what is working between you and your partner. Before you know it, you will even forget that you have issues that somebody is not yielding. Another time too, the person will own his own, because change is an intentional thing. So the person has to make a decision.
To come from him.
Yes,
to want to change,
yes,
not you
yes.
making them
exactly,
change.
yes. So, but my advice is, it is us against the world. So in marriage, it is not Arsenal versus Man U. All right, we are both on the same team.
We are both on. We are Arsenal, Arsenal. We are Man U,
Like
Man U.
now, in real club, he is a Chelsea fan, me and I be Man U. If Chelsea and Man U they play, because of I go get Chelsea, but I be Man U for my mind. You know that kind of
in your mind, but you just at that time you just cooperate.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that you are in this together for life. So your spouse is a cross you must carry, and carry your cross in love.
Yeah, there's something I always tell people, that marrying a non-yielding partner is not actually the issue. It is the person that has tagged them non-yielding that has the work to do.
That has the work to do.
At the time you are focusing on his weakness rather than his strength,
exactly.
It will be non-yielding. Non-yielding
to you,
like you said, because there are some other good things about him.
Yeah.
Have you tried to leverage on
those things,
the good aspect of him? Because at the time you keep looking at the weakness. The truth is, there was something striking about that person from the beginning.
Yes, that made you enter.
He had a strength from the beginning. And you tell me that it's all about weakness.
It's true.
So if we build the strength, somebody said the aspect of us that we feed is the aspect that grows.
That grows.
So if we feed the strength in the partner, it will swallow up the non-yielding aspect we are talking about.
God bless you.
So we should learn to feed the strength in our
Exactly,
partners.
exactly.
The weakness will naturally
disappear.
It will disappear. But when we keep focusing on
he's not doing this,
he's not doing this, he's not doing that. But for a practical life experience, I had this couple. The man does everything. In fact, he has assumed the role of both the man and the wife. But you see, the wife keeps emphasizing on the things he doesn't do. And wants to make him do it. And the man said, see, I have done this part that I can do. This other aspect, I cannot do. In fact, that was in her own statement. Part of what she said led to unreconcilable difference that made her leave the marriage. And I'm beginning to imagine, what about the strength? What about the good aspects of this man?
Mm-hmm.
If you had focused on his strength, that would have swallowed up whatever you think are those. Because he tagged, at the end of the day, she ended up tagging him as non-yielding. I've tried. It's affecting me mentally. You know, we have so many ways of describing all of that. At the end of the day, it's affecting my mental health. I'm losing it. I'm no more myself. I'm a shadow of myself and all of that. But looking at them, not taking sides, you see that this man has more strength
than what you think,
than the weakness that is being emphasized.
Exactly.
So we are not wrong to say non-yielding or yielding is a tag we put on our partners.
Exactly.
God bless you. That's
because
the word.
we have not focused on
the good part.
What should work?
What should work?
Because there is a place where my unyieldiness
is actually a strength. It's actually a blessing to the family.
Yes.
The family. So there could be something that I can easily give into and maybe just absorb and just take it. You know, but her unyielding characteristics can face that particular thing without taking what is coming and being able to push it aside and bring out the actual fulfillment and result that thing is supposed to bring to you.
Yes.
That is an advantage to the family.
To the family.
That characteristics brings to the family at the end of the day.
So we shouldn't tag anybody
we should
stubborn or unyielding.
Yeah.
But we should
make use of those somewhat negativity in a positive way.
Exactly.
So we can say that could be a strength to the family.
It's a strength.
To buttress that further, I was with a family a few weeks back, and in the testimony of the man, he said, I'm a starter, but not a good finisher.
Yeah, there are people like
that. He said, but you see, my wife is it will never die type.
Exactly.
So I will start, she will be the one to finish it. So sometimes when I will tell her, I've tried this thing, it's not going to work, but she will say in her characteristics of not giving up, not yielding, she will go ahead and it testified that all the businesses we have running has been
because of her tenacity.
Yes, that tenacious approach she brings into everything. And somebody else will tag it as unyielding.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow, viewers, it's been an interesting and another mind-blowing session, living with an unyielding partner, loving a non-yielding partner rather. And in the studio today has been a wonderful couple, the Arregans. They've done so well, so much, and want to really say thank you, sir. Want to appreciate you for sparing this wonderful time. And I believe something has impacted on somebody listening to us. I don't know where you are watching us from. That partner may not actually be a non-yielding partner. It could be the strength, the way maker in that union. We have to learn to manage them. Actually, it could be behavioral. There is a way to manage them. It could be a reaction. There is a way to manage them. But all in all, don't give up on a non-yielding partner. You can't change them, but you can manage them by feeding on their strength while you play low on their weaknesses. Don't go away, and remember to follow us on the Family Moment Show on all our social media handles for more life-transforming and life-changing episodes. Thank you very much. See you some other time.